see if you guys let's see if you guys are up. Let's see if anybody else is at home chilling like me. If you are, I want you to go ahead and jump in because I am in the mood to channel some collective energies and find out what's going down with the collective. Thank you for checking out my channel for the Love of Water Tarot. My name is Chianti, and I am going to give a collective read, meaning that I'm going to talk about what's going on with the collective, okay? I want to do this read a little bit differently than how I usually do them, but I thought maybe we could all chop it up and have us some fun. Again, thank you guys for checking out my channel for the Love of Water Tarot. My name is Chianti, okay? I'm going to go ahead and get into a collective read. It's going to be for anyone who happens to hear it. I guarantee you something is going to resonate. You guys know it is general. Keep what resonates for you. Release what does not, okay? If I get it right for you guys, take care of your girl with that like, comment, subscribe, and the share. If you're interested in booking me for a private reading, I absolutely do offer them. My email address is fortheloveofwatertarot@gmail.com. And I am still currently offering mini reads for the $25. If you guys are interested, just simply email me and let me know what you would like for me to discuss. I'll send over your $25. I typically get them done within 48 hours, okay? Things are starting to kind of calm down and I'm kind of getting back into my groove. So 48 hours should not be a problem, okay? Let me say hey to y'all. Hey, is it Charlie? Wait a minute, it's Charlie Sia? I'm not sure if I said that right, but hey. Hey, Eris. Hey, Tam. Hey, Jennifer. What is it? Is it turquoise? I want to pronounce this right. But hello. I may be turquoise. Edwards, Ellie. Let me put these damn glasses on. But some of these names are hard. Velvet Art. Hey, Christine Jenkins. Thank you for calling me beautiful. Hello. Hello to you too, Christine. Big old hey to you. Hey, Kate Michelle. Am I glowing? Okay. So a lot of just real quick on the glowing thing, and then I'm gonna jump right into the read. I've been using some products. So if it seems to you, and I'm not talking about makeup. I'm talking about strictly skincare products. I don't have any makeup on. I do draw my eyebrows. They're very thin. I arch them myself, and then I kind of highlight them with a little pencil. But other than that, I have on no makeup other than lip gloss. Obviously, I got them lips nice and greasy. Can't be around here with dry lips. But it is skincare products I've been using. My oldest son actually advised me a few weeks ago that I should start like doing a kind of TikTok style videos of like waking up in the morning like barefaced and showing my routine and what I'm doing and what I'm using. He suggested that a few weeks ago, but and I do think it's a great idea. I don't know why I didn't try it, but he did suggest that I do that. Like, I don't want to give my age, but a lot of you know. I'll just put it to you like this without giving my exact age. My oldest son has suggested I do this. He will be 29 this year. Now, I did have him young. But I do recognize that I'm looking a little baby facious here, and I ain't a baby. So maybe I'll consider doing it. Start sharing what I'm using and what I'm doing. My son definitely thought it would be a good idea. You guys let me know what you think. If you're interested, I can definitely start trying to implement that. Okay? Can you guys hear me? Somebody said they can't hear me. Are you guys able to hear me? Can everybody hear me? Let me know before I start reading these cards, please, and thank you. So, can everyone confirm that they can hear me okay? You kind of low. I see somebody said you kind of low. Yeah, Leslie, I can't lie and say this is something that I've been doing. I'm gonna be quite honest with y'all. If my skin is looking super glowy, I just been doing this stuff in the last few months. Swear. You can't hear me? I'm trying to see if y'all can hear me or not. You all the way up. Okay, so let me turn my mic volume up a little bit. Give me a second. Wait, it looks like okay. How about now? Can you guys confirm that I'm sounding a little louder? Is the volume a little better now? I turned the volume up on my mic just a tad, so that may help. Yeah, but you know what, guys? Maybe I will. So don't unsubscribe and shun me if you see a video that come up like that. That's not a tarot read. Because my son definitely suggested, he was like, "Mom, no, you may need to start doing that and show people." Because it literally, you know, I shit y'all not. It's no makeup. No makeup. And not saying it like that because I love makeup. I'm not against makeup, but I am shocked at how good it looks without having to enhance anything. So I'll start trying to implement that. I'll try to get the young ones to help me create the videos because I'm burnt out on learning new technology. But you know, and they're so quick with it, and then they get frustrated with me because I'm not as quick with it. I think that's what deterred me because he suggested it, and I did think it was a good suggestion. But I'm like, having to learn how to really create those videos may end up being a moment of contention for us because they're young and quick, and my ass is not that young and quick anymore. All right, y'all. I want to lay some down first to kind of build the foundation of what I feel like is going on with the collective, and then I'm going to clarify for all of it. So we're going to jump into it, okay? Again, y'all, make sure y'all take care of y'all girl with the likes, comments, subscribe, shares. If you're interested in booking, please email me, okay? Remember that energy ebbs and flows and it shifts and it's interchangeable. I could say something right now that someone is doing and it could be something that you're doing, right? And then in the next moment I could say someone is feeling away and it could actually be how you're feeling. So make sure that you assign what goes to you and what doesn't, okay? You can now? Okay, good. Okay. Okay, I turned the mic up a little bit. Thanks for letting me know, Keisha. Okay, so let me go ahead. Let's pull some. Let me find out what's going on here with the collective spirit. What's going on in our with the collective right now? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Just bear with me, y'all. Damn. Oh, damn. Okay, just bear with me, y'all. I'm sorry. Ooh, all right. The overall energy of what's going on in the collective right now has everything to do with this Page of Wands energy. Now, I could be dealing with the fire sign, but or this could be something that's definitely dealing with children or small children. But I feel like more than anything, this Page of Wands has everything to do with I feel like there's excitement in the air for some sort of new opportunity, or it's new with this Page of Wands for sure. Yes, it's very new. But there's excitement, there's a motivation right now, right? For sure. And it is about something dealing with new beginnings here, okay? Hey, Larissa. You said, Leslie, you said the reads I've been giving you been all over the place, but accurate. Ain't that crazy though? Imagine poor me, the reader, trying to get this shit out to y'all. Let's go. Let's talk about this though, because this is very interesting. The energy that's in the collective right now for the present is this King of Pentacles. Now, y'all know tarot does not have to be like literal sex, but for the sake of me keeping this easy on myself, I'm gonna speak about this King of Pentacles in him terms, right? But it could definitely be masculine or feminine. I channel energy. There is something about this big, I feel like a big sense of responsibility, and not in a negative way. It's like one of them things with this King of Pentacles. You see how big that pentacle he's carrying? It's almost like that James Brown energy. Pay the cost to be the boss. Yeah. Look at me. You know what you see? You see a bad mother. Okay, so there's something here about mastering some finances here. This feels like financial mastery here, right? For sure. For sure. Now listen again, because somebody listening out here tonight, I can guarantee you, there could be a woman listening right now tonight, and she's not dealing with the masculine energy at all at this point. Like as far as like romantically, right? It could definitely be a feminine energy I'm talking to, right? Again, you have to just assign the energy, be cool. I do feel a lot of literal to this though. So like if this is not about love, if you're a woman listening to this and this is not about love between you and a partner, male or female, but if it's not about love, it could definitely be something about business here, right? Because the King of Pentacles is the king of finances, right? This king is definitely a boss or a business owner. This could literally be somebody who works in finance, but look how big that coin this king is carrying, right? So that is the energy of that is present right now in the moment. There's a real fucking focus on, it feels very much care. It feels like very much, I feel responsibilities, but I don't feel it in a negative way, like being weighed down with like having to pay bills and ish like that. It's kind of like, no, being built for that, being capable of that. I get that very strongly, right? This King of Pentacles energy in the current is not giving me insecurity. It's giving me like very capable of getting it and handling it, right? And holding on to it. Now, what's crossing it, and we could be literally talking about a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn too. Keep that in mind. What's crossing this King of Pentacles is the Ten of Pentacles. This is why I said this is specific. We're going to find out what's going on, because I'm going to get into this and I want to clarify all these energies and try to figure out exactly what, and I'll try to tell you who's doing what to whom, or who put who in the what now, okay? But I told you, I know that I'm right about this energy I'm picking up, because the Ten of Pentacles is the energy of the land, the home, the property, the bank account, the legacy, right? Right? This is literally the shebang bang in terms of finances. Now, again, I do feel like whether this is male or female, I am speaking upon someone that has the ability to produce, okay? Because like, you know, it feels very much like producing that coin, making that money, right? The Ten of Pentacles is crossing it in a way where it's kind of like, listen, like I said, I don't feel like it's so much a problem. Like very few of us live in a world where money is no problem or no object, you know? Even if some of us are more well-to-do than others, you know, unless you were born wealthy or you hit it big with the .com bubble or some shit like that, most of us live modest lives. Not all of us, but most of us live modestly, right? So I do feel like the Ten of Pentacles crossing this and being an energy that's crossing it is like getting to the Ten of Pentacles, right? It typically, like I said, unless you're well off and well to do, the Ten of Pentacles will always be a focus in your life, because you will need land, home, property. The legacy that you leave will be an issue, you know. That bank account, what's sitting in that bank account, that checking, that savings, the investments, the IRAs, the 401ks, like that's a part of life, right? The children, oh Lord, will someone think of the children? Right? Now, and y'all, I see y'all don't see what I see yet because I'm going to get into it. Because let me just tell you, there's more than one king here for sure. That's why I said it feels very masculine. So if I'm just talking to you, and like let's say you're a female, and I'm talking to you though, this energy is about you, right? The kings are leaders, right? The kings are the leaders, right? So this could, like, it could definitely be something about being in that leadership role. This King of Pentacles does not have to be necessarily a man. For some of y'all, I'm literally talking about a man. Again, you just have to put yourself where you go in this. But that is the energy that's crossing it, right? That is the energy that's crossing it. It could be the problem is in terms of this is what somebody is really thinking about right now, right? This is like really starting to think ahead to the future and really like you know, some of us, especially some of us that's a particular age, you really start thinking about the future for real, because you understand like you're not gonna be young forever. Like when you young and you got energy, I remember I used to be the type that definitely kicked it till the sun came up. I watched the sun come up. I used to do that shit, right? I used to kick it to 2 or 3 in the morning and I could go to sleep for 2 or 3 hours and jump my ass back up and go to somebody's job. I wish the hell I would. I wish the hell I would do that right now, right? But when I was young, yes. So I do feel like there's something here about someone that is really thinking about like long term. Like I said, the legacy, the land, the property, right? The future. Now, with that being said, when I ask Spirit about what is it that the collective that we're conscious of, right? Whoever I'm talking to, whoever's listening to this, who this is resonating with, the you in this situation, right? What are we conscious of, right? What are we aware of? Very fucking interesting. The first card came out was Justice. We got Libra energy here, Libra in the house. Oh, I just realized these are the 2 seasons that are coming up. Oh, these next 2 months may be very, very pivotal here. But the collective, as far as whoever I'm talking to, as far as our consciousness, I have Justice here. So I'm definitely hearing like the scales balancing, because you know what justice is about. Justice could be legal, could be karmic or otherwise, right? But justice is about things being fair, right? And you see like justice is on here. Just the Lady Justice is blind, right? Which means she's not making any decisions off of what she sees. Things are even because of the scales. Like the scales have to be balanced. We know something about justice. Some of us, this could be a legal situation, literally, and we could be knowing that a legal situation is getting ready to end. Some of us, your consciousness, I heard also, some of you are definitely in the energy of like some karmic justice, but I asked for another card just to find out what it was that we was aware of, and Death came out with it. So now I have Libra and Scorpio, right? And these happen to be the next 2 seasons that we're getting ready to go into, so keep your eyes open for these, okay? Now, when I speak of like what is it that you know, you're aware of, the us, the who I'm talking to, right? Because we are kind of spying on other things, but this is what we know in particular, right? With Justice and Death, I do feel like we know something about like, it feels very much like a lot of karmic justice. It feels like with Death being here, it's in the interest of like, it feels like karmic justice with Death, because it feels like there's definitely some things, there's some transformations that may be long overdue, right? Justice that is due, justice delayed is not justice denied here, right? We know something about a just ending, right? Or a just transition here, right? Some of us, it's just the energy of knowing that it is time. You know what, let me say this. I'm also picking up some of the kind of energy where with Justice and Death, it is kind of time to put yourself first and really transform. It's something that right time for, it feels very much for some of us like self-justice, right? Like, right? Yeah. It could definitely be some things that we are aware that we are, I don't want to say provoking or whatever, but with your consciousness with Justice and Death, 2 major arcanas, by the way, too. It is about some transitions here. And like I said, with Death, it doesn't feel like dun 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 type of endings. It feels like things that's transitioning because there needs to be rebirth, right? Do like something about starting some shit over and something being fair and balanced for you. Now put that where that goes for sure, right? Because I see that. And I'm like I said, my intentions is to really clarify all this stuff, but I'm just gonna give you the main rundown, and then we're gonna get to some clarifying, okay? Hey Tam, what you say now? You was just saying that to yourself. Okay, see. I know I ain't crazy. I mean, I am crazy, but you know, I'm crazy, but I ain't crazy. There is some energy of your consciousness being very aware of that. Like whoever this is, if this is resonating for you in some kind of way, like your consciousness, no matter who else we talking about here, because this is just what you're aware of, what like it's in the consciousness of whoever who is picking up on this, that there has to be some karmic changes happening here. It feels bigger than legal. Some of us, it is some legal shit. It could be some legal shit that we are putting out there because something needs to change. I do feel like there's also an energy of, like I said, justice for yourself, right? Karmic justice, right? For sure. You said you're crazy. I know I'm a little crazy. Well, one of Michael Scott's favorite lines in The Office for me is when he say, I'm not really superstitious, but I am a little stitious though. I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. Now let's talk about what it is that we don't know, right? Let's talk about the subconscious, because this is very fucking interesting. I kept pulling cards for the subconscious because what was coming out was very interesting to me. Now imagine y'all not seeing what I'm seeing, and I already got the King of Pentacles. I already got the Ten of Pentacles crossing him. And then when I ask about you, I'm getting justice and death. So I'm like, well, what is it that we don't know, right? What's going on in the subconscious, right? What's going on underneath the surface that we may have no idea and be aware about? And I shit you guys not. First card came out is the Three of Swords. First, right? And you know what this is, right? This is hurt. This is tears. This is betrayal. This is heartbreak, right? For sure. Next came out was the Three of Pentacles. Like I said, Spirit wanted me to know. Now I have two threes that came out together, right? Now, I know we all like to go, hey Greta, I am well. I hope you're well too. We all like to go to the lowest common denominator. I used to be like that too a few years ago. You know, Three of Swords, Three of Pentacles, third party situations. And yes, it could be third party situations for sure, but like I don't always want it to be so literal where it's like somebody got another lover, because it doesn't have to be that, right? Betrayals come in many forms, and yes, you can be betrayed by an individual person, and that's a two-party situation, but usually there's a third party somewhere in that, like, right? In order for someone to betray you, they usually have to betray you with another person. Not all the time, right? But this definitely feels like underneath the surface, there feels like a lot of heartache, hurt, and betrayal. And I'm going to put it in terms of what the Three of Pentacles, with energies where there is a presumption of working together and building, where there's foundations built, right? It feels like a real crack and some foundations dealing with energies that one has been building, supporting. I'm hearing uplifting, upholding, right? It's a betrayal. Now, interesting enough, there's another pentacle, right? Remember, we started out the energy in the present is the Ten of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. So this is somebody all focused about, like I said, it feels very much now. The energy in a moment is focusing on grounding themselves, like for real, and really focusing on the stability and the finance, the legacy, the long term. Like I said, focusing on this. I feel like the problem is only the Ten of Pentacles, is because that's usually a problem that we live with our entire lives. Like I said, and until you hit the mega millions, right? Until you hit the mega millions, even people who make six figures a year, and that's not even a whole lot like that, $100,000. There's people who realistically make $100,000. Those people do not live without financial worries. They don't feel like they're set for life, you know. $100,000 job can go away just like that, you know. Life comes at all of us fast, so it definitely feels like there's this focus on that, not in a negative way. It just feels very much like there's an energy in the present of being very capable of getting it, very capable of maintaining it and managing it, and like and being focused on that. And underneath the surface, that somewhere, somehow, it has everything to do with this energy of feeling very much betrayed by others, right? Because the Three of Pentacles is here. This is definitely feeling betrayed and backstabbed by energies that you are supporting or thinking that you're working with or building with, energies of people that should be wanting to work with you and build with you, but feeling betrayed. And I know I'm not crazy because I asked for another one. Here goes the Six of Pentacles. This is somebody giving, right? Because on the card, look, he's just, look at the hands are all out and he's just passing the coins out, right? Right? And I feel like this has everything to do with the energy of feeling betrayed. Two more, I wanted one more to be nosy, and two more came out, which was Temperance and Judgment, which is also some energy that we going into. Remember, now I have Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius season. So all of this could be landing in Sagittarius season. It could be something that is happening now that could be really taking some sort of effect and hold in Sagittarius season, because I do have someone that feels like being very much patient, right? Like very much like I feel like there's an energy of coming to terms, right, with temperance, like tempering oneself in an energy of like coming to terms, like blending. Because you see on this card with temperance, they're the angel is literally blending in a bowl fire and water, right? So it feels like there's an energy of definitely, like I said, coming to terms, healing. Water and fire, literally, energy could be involved in it. But it also feels like tempering one's own, like, I don't know, I'm getting like the urge to act out with the Three of Swords and the Three of Pentacles, like with the Six of Pentacles. It could literally be like the urge to act out and want to give people what they really looking for, right? Yes. It could literally be that energy, right? Or it could literally be feeling very betrayed and backstabbed, like by giving, because of giving to that. But it feels like if there's an energy of like kind of feeling a little hot about that, right? With the fire and the water, it feels like there's some sort of energy of like kind of calming oneself, right? Right? Because I feel like with Judgment here next to Temperance, I definitely feel like unbeknownst to us, like, well, you know, underneath the surface of all of this, there is some sort of ultimate judgment that someone is making, an ultimate wake-up call that someone could be happening. This could even be somebody tempering themselves because they're about to give others some wake-up calls, okay? Okay? For sure. Trace, why? I was close. I was trying, Trace, why? I was trying. For sure. You did act out, Tam? Did you? I resisted the urge. I resisted the urge to act out. And the reason why I resisted the urge to act out is because I accepted I took some accountability, not for others' actions, but I had to take some accountability for perhaps letting some things go way too far, right? Even if I felt like I was a victim of something I didn't deserve, typically I've been letting something slide for way too long, right? And now I want to act out. And I'm just speaking for myself, right? Now I want to act out. And what I've been practicing is like not doing that, like, because you know what, again, being of a certain age, I just realized like that is a complete fucking waste of my energy. I'd be better served using that fire and putting that energy into something else. I'd rather take that fiery energy and put that into something that can manifest into something positive for me than to waste it on something negative. Because 9 times out of 10, acting out and giving somebody what they really looking for, if these people ain't trying to ascend and ain't on that level, you know, you can say what you want to say, but is it really going to change anything as far as they go? The only thing that's really going to have to change after all of that is you. You're going to have to adjust how you deal with energies that's making you feel away. This is just me speaking for myself. So this is why I haven't acted out. But it is in the air. I see it. And it could definitely be somebody tempering themselves. In this energy, because again, underneath the surface there's a lot of feelings of betrayal, right? I feel like with the Three of Pentacles, it's definitely like I said, I'm going to say energies that were considered like Three of Pentacles: foundation, building, working together, right? Because I see there's an energy of giving, and that could definitely be why the betrayal the betrayal energy is there. But I do feel like there could be some sort of ultimate wake up call that somebody's going to be bringing in really soon. In the recent past, we have the Wheel of Fortune, more Sagittarius energy, right? I just feel like with the Wheel of Fortune coming out lately for me, it's been feeling like the energy of let me quote my grandmother Ida Mae for 1 second, because she used to say this all the time. Even the biggest fool wake up sometimes. And this Wheel of Fortune has been feeling like this to me lately. Like, right? Like, you know, and I don't want to say this to sound like negative or anything like that, but it's just like what my grandmother said. Just because you were foolish yesterday does not sign you to be foolish tomorrow, right? I'm not contractually obligated. Like, just because I might have went out like a sucker today don't mean I'm obligated to be a sucker tomorrow, right? And it feels like, and we all go through this in life, right? These are like life cycles where like we are in certain situations. All of us right now, even as I speak, all of us are in situations that are destined to change, right? We're destined to change our minds, change our attitudes, change our beliefs. Like it's like the Wheel of Fortune in the recent past to me feels like, you know, and it does feel like karma, right? Karmic changes, right? Like changes that were destined to happen, right? I feel like also with the Wheel of Fortune and these changes, and it definitely feels like a spin thing. It definitely feels like damn, I just went blank that quick. It feels like this could be like people feeling like there's time to force changes, because it could definitely be a feeling like really not realizing that nothing will ever change. Nothing will change unless somebody makes the decision to turn the wheel, right? So I feel like someone has already made that decision in the recent past. Like there has to be a turn, there has to be a change, right? The time is up on some shit, right? Karmic cycles. It just feels like something about karmic cycles ending. And in the near future, very interesting. When I ask for the near future, we're going to clarify all of these very soon. First, I got the Four Wands, which is union, collaboration, right? Celebration. This is definitely celebrating and collaborating, right? There could even be something about like home. A home. And the King of Wands came out with that. So again, now I have two kings here, right? Now I have two kings. And in the near future, I have a king here with the King of Wands. Someone who is taking action. Someone that's motivated. Someone that's driven, right? The King of Wands is a leader, for sure. The King of Wands steps up and is a leader. But the King of Wands is also very, very passion driven and motivated and determined as well, right? Yes. Keep in mind we started with the King of Pentacles here. And in the near future, we're ending with the King of Wands. So I have strong Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I have strong Aries, Leo, Sag. I have Libra in particular, Scorpio in particular, Sagittarius in particular. Let me see which cards do I want to clear. Let me see what I want to clarify with. Okay. I want to clarify this King of Pentacles first with this deck. So let's see what I can find out about this King of Pentacles in the present that's showing up here, okay? Yep. Leslie, I've been dealing with that same energy over here with these kids too. And it's like, the sad part about it is moments when I'm not angry, I try to communicate effectively what it is that I'm actually wanting and expecting from them. And I don't feel like they're big things, right? I'm sure kids are just lazy and cantankerous anyway, especially teenagers. And I get it. But I feel like I'm literally asking for the minimum at this point. And I'm talking to you in a very calm tone and like trying to get you to understand, and you're shaking your head like you understand, but then you're gonna act like I'm a complete raving lunatic after we've had this beautiful communication where we understand each other, and you just don't do any of the shit I said, right? Then I'm crazy. And I literally tell them this. I literally say this to them. Now when I start hooping and hollering and acting a fool, don't act like I'm crazy. Don't sit up and talk like I'm the crazy one, because I keep asking. It seems like the only way you're gonna move is if I just completely fucking go berserk. And I'm so sick of it. Y'all, my oldest son will be 29 years old in November. I am so tired of having to go berserk to get some shit done. I am over it. Leave me alone. That shit wear you out. Why do I got to do that to get you to listen? Why? I'm close though. My last two are 16 and 17 respectively. All right, let's see what energies we get on this King of Pentacles that is showing up in the present energy. Y'all make sure y'all take care of y'all girl with them likes, comments, subscribes, and shares. Hey, Kelly, how you doing? Hey, Xavier. Kelly, I was just thinking about you last night, and I told myself I'm gonna send you a read. I just hadn't been up reading today. This is my first time, so I went on and went live. But I depending on how this evening go, I may get some private readings done. Let's see what Spirit says about this King of Pentacles that's presenting himself here in the present. Spirit, what can you tell me? Oh, that flipped right on out. Self-care and change. See, self-care is here. And self-care is low energy, depleting, cleansing, one time alone, recharging, retreat. See, didn't I say there's some sort of energy of somebody feeling? There is an energy of caring for oneself, right? Again, because remember, we talked about what's going on underneath, right? The surface, the subconscious, about this energy of feeling betrayed. Didn't I say it? And giving. So there's an energy with this King of Pentacles. Like I said, put this guy where this goes, because this could be you or this could be somebody else. But like I said, I feel like with this King of Pentacles, I'm definitely picking up an energy of somebody who is well aware with this. Like I said, look at this big old Pentacles. Like, I can carry myself, and could possibly even be thinking like I would be in a better position of carrying myself if I hadn't, right? Because the Ten of Pentacles is what's crossing it, right? If I wasn't carrying everybody else, right? If I wasn't focused on carrying on everybody else or taking everybody with me, right? This could be somebody who is low energy because they work a lot. There could be somebody who works a hell of a lot. And look, here's the Chariot, yep. Some of you, there could be somebody who literally travels for a living. Or they move around a lot. Because I have change. And this deck is so funny because it's change, which is a Chariot, and she literally got her bags packed, but it's also Leo energy because it has courage. So it's Cancer Leo energy. Let's not get too much in it, but it literally says change and courage. And it says relocation, moving on, progress, 8 of Wands, travel, communication. Under is the truth. This is somebody feeling like something has to give. Yep. There's someone all in their head. They're very much deep in their thoughts, and it has everything to do with the disharmony in their life. There could be triggers, conflicts, competitions, 5 of Wands, arguments, harsh communications. Yep. Someone is getting the messages, whether this is energetically or literal messages, right? This could literally be, I'm getting for some King of Pentacles out there, they could be looking at some messages that's literally letting them know, like, they getting the messages that they just, I feel like with the low energy, this is an energy that could definitely be depleting them, right? An energy that they completely need to cleanse, energy that makes them want to spend time alone, energy that makes them feel like they need to recharge and retreat. Someone is definitely telling me there needs to be some sort of change here. The present energy is presenting itself that it is a real time to care for oneself, to carry oneself, right? The folk ground and get focused on one's stability with the King of Pentacles. Whether I'm talking about a literal King of Pentacles here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, literally Cancer, Leo, doesn't have to be. I read energy. Like I said, y'all got to work with me and assign it to who it goes to, okay? Hey, her. Yes. I don't feel like this King of Pentacles is low energy in real life because remember, look at this big ass pentacle this person is carrying. I feel like there is situations that someone, like, I don't know, it could feel like literally dealing with energies that drain them, right? Yes. It feels like low energy or no energy for certain type of shit, right? Energies that definitely make one feel depleted. That's what the cleansing is about. And like I could definitely relate because I told y'all I've been on a mad cleansing spree for the last week. That's why I wasn't on YouTube. I wasn't sick or nothing. Like I was getting up every day, like cleaning and organizing and pushing myself to my very limit. And it felt like that's what needed to be done in order to cleanse. I feel like I needed to get rid of a lot of negative energy and start like completely fresh because I am feeling that death and rebirth energy for sure. Just speaking from my experience, but that's me, right? Hey, Teresa. Hello. I see you. Let me get one more on this King of Pentacles. Keep in mind I'm working because I'm hearing them get loud. Rihanna. Do you see this shit? You see what I'm saying? I don't have little kids in my house anymore. They don't. Being nice does not work in my house. Give me more for this King of Pentacles. It does not work. Remember in spring. You know what? I think somebody is somebody. I feel like there's an energy of somebody doing this cleansing and this recharging and retreating. There's something about somebody definitely trying to get back to remembering. I feel like it's like who you are. And I don't mean that in a negative way. We all sometimes get a little lost on this journey, right? For sure. For sure. There is an energy of someone having a spiritual awakening and an inner shift. And then here's the spring card under here, which is future, a timing card, planting seeds, plans, preparation, putting in the work, 7 of Pentacles. So there is somebody who's not, that's why the 10 of Pentacles is here. I know it. This is somebody that is now ready to transcend some shit. They are ready to get past some sort of conflict. Someone has had some sort of spiritual awakening and has caused an inner shift. And I do feel like this is why somebody is in this King of Pentacles energy where they're feeling like they are going to carry themselves, care for themselves, solidify themselves, right? Somebody could definitely feel like the pentacle that they carrying could have been bigger if they wasn't carrying other people too. So let's maybe, let me see which one, what do I want to clarify with? Maybe I'll use this deck as well and I'll clarify, yep, with the 9 of Swords, yep. Look, and the 9 of Swords literally says sabotage. I'm telling you, somebody could feel like they've allowed certain situations to sabotage them. And it could also be energies of people trying to, this could be somebody feeling like they got to recharge and retreat because there could be energies trying to get somebody to like make up, to transcend and get past some conflicts. There could be somebody trying to run a guilt trip on somebody to try to get them to get past a conflict. But I do feel like if that's happening, someone has already had some sort of spiritual awakening and an inner shift about the entire situation, if I'm making sense. Hey, Sylvia. So let's see what this 10 of Pentacles is about that's crossing this King of Pentacles. What's this 10 of Pentacles about here for my collective? Twin flame and illusions and closed off. And you know what it feels like to me? I'm just going to be all the way honest with you and funky with you because we already talked about I'm picking up betrayal. Rather, like I said, it's coming up in the threes, and you can put it where it goes. It doesn't have to be like third party situation. This could be something dealing with three people or like. But I see the betrayal for sure. I feel like with the twin flame and the illusion and the Ten of Pentacles here being the problem, I feel like there could be a real energy in the air. I feel like this twin flame is coming out like false twin flame, the illusion of a twin flame connection, or like a twin flame connection. And I don't mean like, see, y'all know I don't even like to talk about twin flames anymore. I had stopped doing it way before that documentary came out because, and I used to tell y'all like, I don't like to talk about twin flames as much as I used to, because even though I do believe they exist, I do believe that whole term was being overused, abused, and exploited. And when I started doing private readings, and a lot of people was emailing me saying they twin flame, and then they would start telling me about the situation, or even worse, I would start reading the situation, and it just didn't feel good or right. It didn't feel like twin flame to me, and I feel like that shit was packaged and sold to a lot of people for not the best reasons. And that's when I stopped talking about it so much, because yes, I do believe in it. I told everybody the twin flame journey is definitely what got me into tarot. I always had gifts, but it definitely introduced me to tarot. But I am perfectly okay with understanding that it's probably exactly what the connection was supposed to do and nothing more. I can't dwell or live my life with dying and unending love and affection for someone who is going on with their life. That wasn't healthy, and I just don't believe in promoting that type of shit. I just don't. You know, I don't want to keep talking about no damn twin flame. Certain shit somebody doing to you, like I used to tell y'all all the time, I don't tell you to stay or go, because I feel like you in this relationship every day, and I feel like 9 times out of 10, if you asking me to stay or go, you strongly suspect that you should go. You're hoping I say something different, you know. And like I always tell people, one thing about me when I am in relationships or when I was having them, like, can't nobody tell me when to be done with somebody. Right? Even if I did ask you if you think I should leave, which I wouldn't ask you, could nobody tell me when to be done with somebody? Like, what my soul knew when I decided, the moment that voice told me, "Oh, bitch, this is over," right? And I hear it here way before it manifests out there. The moment like that cat is out the bag, nothing was going to keep me with someone. Nothing was going to make me stay. Just like nothing would make me leave until I was good and god dang ready. But I do appreciate the fact that I was able to get good and god dang ready. Some people never get ready, you know, and you have to be ready to step. You do. Hey, Nikki Fontaine. So what I'm saying is and listen, like I said, it feels, the twin flame card is here, but it feels more a lines of feeling like there's like these divine, like this, there's this divine connection, and that there's going to be some sort of collaborative energy, like the illusion of having that with somebody, right? Because this is illusions, right? Under here, under the twin flame, right? It's like having an illusion of some sort of happily ever after situation here, with energies where somebody is coming to the realization that is just not the case. Because again, remember what I said, what's going on, and we're going to clarify pretty soon. What's happening in the subconscious, underneath the surface, what we may not be aware of, is like how deep there's some betrayal that runs deep under here, and I'm gonna start clarifying it really soon. But there's some betrayal that runs deep, and I feel like with this Ten of Pentacles, twin flame, and illusion, what these cards are trying to tell me, what's crossing this King of Pentacles, what's crossing this energy of someone definitely knowing that they can support and carry themselves, right? They can manage and finance. They can financially be secure themselves, right? They can support themselves. Capable, very capable. Very capable. It feels like the problem was crossing it is like I said, the Ten of Pentacles is definitely wanting that, right? Because the King of Pentacles wants the land, the home, the property, the legacy, right? Like I said, 401ks, IRAs, right? It's definitely wanting that. But the twin flame and illusion coming out together is telling me that, like, I feel like in some way somebody is telling me like being sold a bill of goods, right? Having the illusion that was going to be the case with a false twin flame. Rather, this is like I said, this does not have to be lover, right? This it just feels like connections that you feel like it's connections that someone definitely felt like was telepathic, spiritual, magnetic, a divine connection, a strong soulmate, even if it's not like a sexual thing. A strong soulmate, it's the illusion of that. This Neptune energy. Not seeing clearly. Escapism, addictions, fantasy, codependency. This is Capricorn devil energy. I feel like somebody could definitely realize that they were not seeing things clearly. Someone could be realizing that they're dealing with somebody who definitely partakes in escapism, right? I definitely get some of with escapism. I'm picking up the energy of dealing with someone where something is never their fault, right? Right? Definitely somebody who wants to escape consequences, right? Addictions, we know what that is. Fantasy, like I said, the fantasy of the fantasy of the happily ever after with this strong soulmate, right? And codependency, even like realizing the toxicity and the codependency of someone, this could literally be thinking that you're going to have a future with someone who has an addiction, right? And I'm not saying it like that, y'all. I'm not. But this could be literally that kind of energy, like realizing you just have to worry about and take care of yourself because you can't give enough to somebody who has an addiction, right? This could be somebody realizing that their energy is low, they depleting, they got to recharge, right? It could be literally, the person that we're talking about with the codependency. I'm just using this as an example. Could be really like reaching out and trying to transcend and get past the conflict, right? But I do feel like there could be an energy, like the problem is somebody is definitely realizing like that that it was an illusion or a fantasy, right? Or someone just simply didn't see something clearly about someone. And as far as that goes, it feels like as in feeling like some connection was going to be a part of someone's Ten of Pentacles, right? Long term, right? Legacy, right? Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's talk about what we are, the collective, what we're aware of, right? Because again, we got big energy going on here too. So for the you that's listening to this, if it's resonating, I ask, what is it that we're aware of in this whole thing? And justice and death came out. And again, like I said, for some of us, there is something about a legal situation happening here. And it could be definitely happening in the interest of something has to change, something has to transform, something has to transition. I do feel like for some of us, there could definitely be an energy of, like I said, it feels like this karmic justice kind of energy, but it feels like I said, something about like kind of forcing this, right? Yes, some of y'all, I feel like some of y'all are this statue of justice, like with the blindfold on, and it's like this is something about you kind of like, and it doesn't feel like a bad way, because right, she's blind and blindfolded because she's not supposed to be prejudiced by what she's seen, right? She's holding a scale in both hands, and they're supposed to weigh the same thing and be balanced, right? One scale may have feathers and one scale may have bowling balls, and if she could see that, she may assume that the scale that the scale with the bowling ball weighs more because they're heavier, and they may not. This is why she's blind. And some of you are getting ready, that you're getting ready to make a decision, kind of like in this energy, right? This could definitely be in a kind of a decision of taking emotions out of it, right? Not looking at a situation in a certain type of way anymore, and just really looking at some shit for really balanced and what's fair and what's equal and what's right. And I mean in terms of yourself, because somebody could definitely be feeling like with death that it is time for some things to end, change, and transform. And I also feel like that rebirth, some of you may be getting into a different kind of spirit, Keontae, because I know I am. With justice and death, it's almost like the days of me not demanding what's right for me are over, right? Like right? Because I did say that somebody is definitely here in this energy of feeling like I got to take care of myself, right? Right? For sure, right? Support myself. Make sure that I am putting myself. You put yourself where you go in this, because I'm picking it up and I'm going to clarify But again, y'all be on the lookout because this is also Libra and Scorpio. They came out two different shakes. They came out in order of which the season is happening. So there could definitely be something significant about Libra and Scorpio season. There could be a big change in Scorpio season. I also heard for somebody, if you needed to hear, somebody needs to hear this. I also heard that if you really want something to transform, you're going to have, with justice, you're going to have to seek justice. And I mean that whether that's karmic or otherwise, right? The only way to make something transform, the only way for something to end and something new to be reborn and for things to change and transform is through seeking some sort of justice here. For sure. Now let's clarify what these energies is about. You guys remember, take care of your girl with the like, comment, subscribe, share. Email me if you want a book. The mini reads that I do on the Q&A session, I am offering those the same in private form. Again, you have to make sure you email me. They're $25, and I take care of it. Let me see what this justice is about here for my soul tribe, for the collective. What is justice about here for your consciousness? Spark, interest, enthusiasm, activation. See, I feel like there's some sort of, and this is the Ace of Wands. Somebody could be going into something dealing with justice, but I do feel like there's an enthusiasm for justice, right? Like I do feel like there's something about whoever I'm speaking to. There is a lot of interest and enthusiasm. There is something about being activated about justice, about shit being right, right? Some of you are very activated and enthused and interested in getting justice for yourself, like what's right for you. Like I said, and put it where it goes. It's about what's right for you, right? For sure. Some of you also know there could be an energy. Now, I don't know what this is about because some of y'all, I'm picking up a bit of a love message. If there's something going on with a masculine energy, like if you a woman listening to this, there could definitely be a masculine energy that's going through the stuff that I told you, right? This man is depleted. But I told you why, right? I told you why. We talked about this. But for some of you, with what you're conscious of is with justice and death, it could also be the energy where like the only way something is going to transform or activate, you may know that you deserve like a certain level of interest and enthusiasm. And it's something about like the only way something is going to change is when somebody's able to, like justice, when they're able to give that shit back equally to you. I don't know. There could be a legal situation going on here too. If you know, you know, you know. You just put it where it goes. But I did pick this up. I do feel like whoever I'm talking to, that you're conscious of, there is something here. There's a spark here. And what's being next to justice, it feels really good. Like I said, it's activating. It feels very, very good. For some of y'all might be, like I said, really standing on business as far as things being fair and right to you. And it could be really, like, that could be activating you, right? The more that you standing up and standing on and, like, demanding some shit for yourself, it could really be activating you, making you feel real good, making you want to do more of that. What's underneath this deck? Hourglass. Yep, patience. Wait, some of you are definitely practicing impatience. You are practicing impatience, and I don't mean it with waiting. I don't feel like this waiting is bad, because it feels like the waiting is done in the interest of justice. Let me just put it this way: if you can't wait, you could be thirsty and get any old thing, right? If you thirsty and you can't wait for some shit, you may not get what's just for you, right? You'll just end up getting whatever you can get. That don't mean it'll be just for you, right? That don't mean it'll be what's right for you, right? But because listen, people going about living their life right now as we speak and as we sitting up here talking, and because they can't wait, right? Because they can't be patient, right? Because they can't wait, whatever it is that they dealing with. Baby, don't, because my stuff is here. You're gonna mess something up. What's wrong?
There's a big old spider upstairs.
Well, tell Uncle to kill it.
We only tell Uncle.
Listen, baby, I'm working. Go tell your uncle and your auntie I said that I'm working, and if I have to stop working, then I'm going to be a problem for both of them. Okay? Or you could just go in the living room and hang out. Up to you. Okay, go tell them what I said then. Go tell them Gumma said.
I say go to the living room.
Okay, we'll go to the living room then.
Because that's a big old spider.
Okay, baby. Okay, get your switch and go on into the living room then. I'm sorry. Completely threw me out. But I do feel like you're aware of something that what's right for you, what's justice for you, what you're interested in and enthusiastic about, and what's going to activate you. You're being patient about it. You're willing to wait for what's right for you. This is definitely that energy here. Okay? For sure. Some of you, some justice you've been waiting on is getting ready to come in. The spark that you've been waiting on is getting ready to come in. Hey, big dude. It may not even be a spider. Okay, go on. They may be torturing him. They think it's funny. They're teenagers. Give me 1 second because I'm finna send a nasty text message to both of them too. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Cause they get on my effing nerve. I gotta remember to not let them get to me. Cause they're on the verge. I told you I've been tempering myself. But I can only temper for so long. Okay, let me get back to the read. I'm feeling pretty good other than these kids getting on my damn nerves. Okay, let's talk about the death and what you're aware of here. Because you're also conscious and aware of some transformations. I feel like the you I'm talking to, the collective, whoever I'm talking to, you are aware that something is going to go in your favor. You are aware that there's a spark coming in, and you also are aware of a transformation that's happening here. It feels like karmic justice, right? You are aware that things have to change and transform, and things have to go in your favor, right? They have to be balanced, right? It's something that you're aware about, a spark, you know. And again, I feel like Libra and Scorpio season is present. Look, warrior spirit, divine protection and authority next to death. For some of you, I am talking about something dealing with legal. Because I have two, I'm looking at two. And death actually has a sword too. And like I'm looking at like 3 swords here, right? And when I'm seeing warrior and justice, which could be legal, I am thinking like literally law. That's law, right? It's funny because the spark is the Ace of Wands for me, but sitting here looking at it from my perspective, it looks like I'm looking at swords, a bunch of swords. Some of you, I don't know where I'm getting this from, but some of you, there could be 4 people that you're going to swing the sword of truth. There could be something about 4 messages. There's something here about 4. It feels like 4 swords of truth here. Huh. That's very strange. But I'm seeing this. I'm seeing 4 swords up here and what you're conscious and aware of. Some of you are definitely in this energy. Like I said, with this justice energy, it's definitely telling me warrior spirit with divine protection and authority. I do feel like with the death energy, I do feel like there's a transition of like it feels like justice and death with authority feels like the transition. I hate to say it like this, but it feels like the transformation that's happening has everything to do with somebody. Definitely, they feel a little more I don't want to say combative. I'm gonna say combative because I can't think of the word I'm actually thinking of, but it's not actually combative. It's like, because again, the card says divine protection and authority, so it's almost like knowing that you have the divine protection, the divine authority to protect yourself, right? Some of you are protectors. There could definitely be something here about a protector, an authority figure, legal, law. Some of you could definitely have a Scorpio or a Libra, or it could even be someone on the other side. Some of you may have a fierce warrior. Like, it could be somebody on the other side that don't play about you, for sure. But it's something that, like, the conscious, the collective, we are aware of something about some karmic changes that's happening. Think that it feels very much like something has to change. There has to be, with the rebirth, there has to be something birthed anew. Something has to be different, and something has to end, and something has to begin anew. And I do feel like it's happening in a new, with the energy of this warrior spirit, about someone definitely feeling very protective of oneself, right? And only like getting interest, only having a spark or interest, or enthusiasm, or activating for things that's justice, that's fair, that's just for them, that's right for them. It's under what you know. So let's talk about what you don't know, because again, the first card came out was the Three of Swords, which I said, shit, we got some betrayal and some heartache here under the surface. And then, just for shits and giggles, when I pulled another one, the Spirit gave me the Three of Pentacles here. So this is definitely feeling like, I said, you put this where this goes, because I'm not going to keep saying third party situation. But this does not, this is definitely the energy of feeling like betrayal with one's foundation, right? It feels like very much a crack in the foundation. The Three of Pentacles is a foundational energy where you have foundations built with certain people, where y'all work together and y'all supposed to be building something together. Remember, the Ten of Pentacles was what the problem was. It could almost be like somebody had the right plan but the wrong man, right? And I feel like that energy is here because of the Six of Pentacles. It's the minor to justice, right? It's the minor to justice, right? But the Six of Pentacles feels like someone is giving, right? And feeling this way. And Temperance and Judgment came out together. So I do feel like there's definitely an energy of one's tempering oneself again. Because it could simply be that they've had the wake up call, right? And they're tempering themselves because of that. Or it could literally be somebody tempering themselves because they're going to deliver some wake-up calls. And I meant to also tell y'all this. I didn't mention this earlier, but under the Ten of Pentacles and the illusions, when I clarified, it was the Nine of Wands under here, closed off. Resistant, guarded, blocking, pride, defensive, wounded warrior. Again, this is going through some shit with the illusion that there was some sort of divine connection, strong soulmate, telepathic, twin flame. You know how the kids always say, hey, twin. It's like, it's definitely be like having an illusion that the Ten of Pentacles was going to be built with energies. I feel like these are energies where someone could definitely feel like they were building a foundation, but this is energies that definitely feels like that there was more taking going on than giving. Okay, so let's clarify. Let me see what Spirit has to say about this Three of Swords. Let's see what Spirit will tell me about the Three of Swords that's going on underneath the surface, which is the subconscious. This is what you're not aware of. I know I talked about what you're aware of, and you're aware of some big shit up there. But this may be things that's happening underneath the surface that you're unaware of, or the way that you're feeling and the shit that you're aware of have everything to do with what's going on under the surface under here. Shit, I could even be talking about your feelings, but this is somebody's feelings. This is something that is going on under the surface, right? Hey, Charla. How you doing, babe? Okay, let's see what this Three of Swords is about. Spirit, can you clarify the Three of Swords here in the subconscious? Unlocking. Locked doors are opening. Removing love blockages. Love is coming, not belonging. Ain't that a trip? That is some funny energy, because unlocking definitely feels like if you're unlocking something, you got the key to it, right? But not belonging is the exact opposite, right? I'm getting the energy, and this is just like it could be literally or figuratively, but it's like coming home to a house every night that you don't belong in, right? You know what's funny? It's a particular line that's my baby purposely got that TV up louder than it needs to be. Oh, smarty pants up here. Show do got her remote, and it's going down. There we go. Okay. For sure. Like, and like I said, this could be literally or figuratively, right? But this, again, it's been this line in this song. I used to love the song Many Men by 50 Cent. And he's saying a line, like a line in the song, he say, I grew up around some ninjas that's not my homies. In other words, like, I grew up in a neighborhood with people I ain't friends with now. This could be deeper than just like the hood. Like I said, this could be you feeling like you grew up in a family with people like people in your family like you don't belong and fit in there, right? Like feeling like you got a family full of haters, right? Or the family you created, right? This is not where I belong, right? This could even be like work, like I'm not working, I'm like there's no team building or working together, like I don't belong here. This is being in situations. Not belong, it says refusing to change, stubborn, inflexible, both standing your ground. These people standing here with their backs to each other. Now, listen, someone could definitely be realizing, like coming to this realization that they are somewhere where they're not belonging, right? Like this whole revelation of realizing that someone coming to the realization that they're not where they belong, that whatever keys that they turn in, whatever locks, whatever key they've been using to open whatever locks they've been opening, they could definitely feel like that is not, like I said, that house, that situation, that group, that's not where they belong. But I also feel like coming to that realization could definitely be what is now getting ready to unlock some shit for somebody, because this is locked doors opening, removing blockages. Love is coming. So this is almost like once you acknowledge that you're not where you belong, right? Like once you acknowledge the hurt, the betrayal, once you come to some realizations about this Three of Swords, this could definitely be what's unlocking, what's going to remove blockages and unlock and let some love, some new-ish come in, right? Let me see what's going on with this Three of Pentacles here. Like I said, this is definitely being hurt with energies where someone had the perception that we have a foundation built, or that we're building one, or we're working together for the same progress. But with the Three of Swords, someone definitely don't feel that way. They feel betrayed. Look, new love. There is someone better. A new love interest. Letting go of the ex. See, I'm telling you. Now, however this goes, because this don't necessarily have to be about, like I said, this don't have to be about a romantic partnership necessarily. But like I said, it is getting rid of the illusions that like certain individuals or certain circumstances that someone believed was a part of the Ten of Pentacles, right? A part of the plan, the long term, the legacy, right? Something that someone thought where there was a telepathic, spiritual, magnetic, divine connection or strong soulmate, like that. I feel like that illusion is broken in some sort of way. And I do feel like I said, here's the Three of Swords. It's telling, the cards are telling me that subconsciously acknowledging the Three of Swords, acknowledging the hurt, the betrayal, right? Again, with justice being up here, like I said, some shit ain't been right. And I can see it, but I digress. It's almost like that, like coming to that acknowledgement, even if it's just internally, is that could definitely be what's unlocking the doors here. Because the Three of Pentacles here definitely makes me feel like the Three of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, somebody plan is definitely to be stable, to be grounded, to to support and feel supported, like to really establish some shit long term. That is somebody's intentions. Again, that was someone's intentions. That still is someone's intentions. The Three of Pentacles with new love is telling me that definitely someone is realizing, like I said, it could be right plan, wrong man, or woman. But I feel like the Three of Pentacles here is telling me that that energy still exists to want to build and ground and like build a foundation. And someone could definitely be coming to the realization that there is someone better, or like I said, there's a better environment to do that in, right? For sure. What's underneath this deck? Yep, strategy. Yep, plan the next move, being clever, leaving nothing to chance. Let's get some about this Six of Pentacles. Hey, Mahogany, how you doing, babe? Give me some for this Six of Pentacles. I do feel like somebody feel like they were giving and giving and giving and giving, right? Yep, home. And clean up. Yep. I do feel like there's some sort of energy underneath the surface that someone is feeling like it is time to, it definitely feel like, when I say clean up, like clean up my own ish, right? And I don't know, like, you know, it feels very internal, right? Because your body is your home, your temple, right? It's something about, because home literally says location change, change in the home, feeling of home, and then we have clean up here. Cleaning up life, making healthy choices, cutting out the negativity. I just heard something about like charity starts at home, right? Somebody may definitely feel like before they go out and give to something else, they may definitely decide to, like I said, stay home, stay close to home. But there's an energy of cleaning up life, making healthy choices, and cutting out negativity, and I for damn sure feel that. So let's go ahead and see what the Temperance and the Judgment is about here. That's going on in the subconscious, underneath the surface. Again, I have strong Sagittarius, Scorpio, and Libra energy here. I also have strong Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And never forget that this whole read ends with the fire. Aries, Leo, Sag, a King of Wands over here too. Give me one for Temperance and Judgment. The Gypsy, knowing the unknowable. That's some Pisces energy. This is the High Priestess. Unconventional lifestyle, exotic and mysterious. And then I have the Protection card again. I have another card of protection. I feel like there's a real intuitive energy happening here under this. There's an energy of definitely High Priestess. And there is something about protection. I told you, some of you, I don't know, I'm getting like, I don't want to say protection spells, but it could be like a protection spells. Some of you may have literally a divine protector, a warrior spirit. It could be someone on the other side, for sure. Again, I got Libra, Scorpio energy here. I got some Pisces, some Sagittarius. I also feel like there's an energy of what protection. The protection card says, don't want to hurt you, protecting a connection, protective over you. That could definitely be someone's energy of deciding to be more protective over oneself. Because again, we have someone definitely feeling depleted and feeling like it's time to retreat and recharge and care for self, right? Take care of self. In the words of the Philly mob, do for self. I love documentaries, and I don't know why. When I heard that, when I heard the story about the black gangsters in Philly, that was one of their mantras, do for self. And it wasn't, one of the guys was telling the story, and he was saying about something that had went down or another, and he was talking like he really wanted to get out there, get active, and like get some revenge or some payback. And he said like the other player like sat the gun down on the table and told him do for self. I felt it though. Like, yeah, there you go. If you want to go out there and get it, go out there and get it for yourself. I want one more on this High Priestess energy here underneath the surface. And here's the self-delusion card again. See, there's something about illusions. See, somebody is having a wake-up call. I feel like there's some sort of energy. I'm going to tell you something. Somebody may be having to temper themselves and be patient with themselves. There's also an energy of big healing, because I do feel like, and I'll be honest with y'all, there's like some sort of big wake-up call happening. Yes. See, somebody is having an internal wake up call, and it's about their own self delusions. And I don't mean this in a bad way, because we all have self delusions. We all have beliefs in one thing or another until we find out differently. It's almost like when you like a celebrity, right? And you really think you like a celebrity, and then they say some shit that you can't believe they said or did, and you like, wow. Right? And I don't want to say like, and I don't want to say it like that, but it is a bit of a self-delusion of ours, that we think we know somebody so much because we see them on TV or we listen to their music, and then when they say something that's like totally contradictory to what we thought we knew of them, and we're surprised, right? But who really deluded themselves? Us or them? Because we decided that they were one thing that they maybe were not. This is just an example of what I'm saying, but I just feel like someone, and you may not be aware of this, there is someone that is definitely having a huge wake-up call. I do feel like it is working through some self-delusion, and it has everything to do, like I said, about that energy of thinking that there's a divine connection, a magnetic, a strong soulmate, and like that was an illusion that the 10 of Pentacles that someone wants could be built with a certain type of energy. Put it where it goes. Some of you intuitively you may be picking up that this is happening to someone. You may intuitively know that someone is working through some illusions, right? About some shit. Someone who was not seeing things clearly or lying to themselves or had false notions about things. You may need to know, your intuition may be telling you to be a little patient, because this your intuition could be telling you that someone else is having a huge wake-up call. But this could also be you. Just put it where it goes. There's definitely a wake-up call about self-delusion. Okay? Yeah. Mirroring. And there it goes. When mirroring makes me think, like, this is thinking that we on the same page, right? Thinking that I'm having the self-delusion of thinking that somebody is on the same page with somebody. Yep. And it's really just toxic shit going on here. But I digress. I'm going to go ahead and do the near future, and then I'm going to be out of here. Because in the near future, we do have the Four of Wands, which is some collaboration. Some collaboration that's very much equal, right? This is two people working together very equally. Coming together, and everybody is putting in the same energy to make something work. And it came out with the King of Wands, which is Aries, Leo, Sag energy. And remember, we started with the King of Pentacles, so the president is definitely worried about the stability and the responsibility and carrying that. But in the near future, there's going to be something dealing with action. And something goes, because this whole reading is telling me that previously there was a real energy of feeling like betrayed and things were unfair. But the Four of Wands is equally working together. This is equal collaboration. So let me see. Let's clarify. Let's see what comes out on this in the near future. Someone could definitely be deciding that they're going to pay out some money so they can move. There could be something about spending money to move. Yeah. Someone could definitely be getting ready to pay out some money to move so they could leave a situation and feel more at home or feel more comfortable. Okay, let's see what the Four of Wands is about in the near future. What's this Four of Wands about in the near future? Death. Ooh-wee. Now it's here twice. I would flip down, but I know what it is. It's death. The Hangman. I got Scorpio, Pisces energy. Nine of Cups. Some of you, there is going to be some sort of again, that death and rebirth feels good in this instance, because it feels like, I feel like what's transforming, what's ending, it feels like it's things that need to end, right? And the rebirth feels good, because the rebirth feels like, with death and the Four of Wands, that what's happening is the ending of this energy where there is no equal cooperation, where there is a lot of feeling of being betrayed, right? Feeling hurt, betrayed, backstabbed, right? There's definitely energy of seeking new energy where there's with this Three of Pentacles where we building together. Like it almost could be like, damn, like somebody could feel like this whole time they've been hustling backwards with somebody, because all while they trying to build some shit up is somebody else who just, like, I don't know, but I do know that it's changing with death. The way that some connections are going to be working in the near future with death and the Four of Wands, there's going to be equal motivation, equal energy being put into it. The Hangman and the Nine of Cups is here, Pisces energy. It does feel like some sort of energy of getting some sort of enlightenment, and also feeling very wish fulfilled too. Bad. Give me one more. Let's Four of Wands. The Devil. Ooh, wee. And here go the King of. What is going on in this near future? And look what's under Mr. King of Wands, y'all. What is this? What is this? Why is this devil here? And I'm going to clarify the King of Wands. He's already here. This is where he was already here with the Four of Wands, remember? And then look at this deck. Look at this deck. A whole different deck. What is this? For some of y'all, Lord forgive me, this ain't for everybody. For some of y'all, men gonna pop up at y'all door. Hi. I could see him. He popping up at your door. I don't know if he's a Scorpio or Capricorn or Aries, Leo, Sag, or if he is just hot and ready. I don't know. He might just be hot and ready. But a female in particular, I don't know who this is, y'all, but I could see, yeah. Look, for some of y'all, there's a man that just might pop up at your door. There's a Queen of Pentacles. There's an Ace of Wands under there. I'm telling you. I don't know. The king, this devil feels a little different than the other Neptune energy that was on the board. This may feel like this may be a little sexual. I don't know. Somebody could also be freeing themselves. This could also be someone freeing themselves of a toxic connection, though, with death, the Four of Wands, and but they freeing themselves of a toxic connection. But then what's going on with this Four of Wands and this Queen of Pentacles with this Ace of Wands, though? Because there's something here. Like, I don't know. If somebody freeing themselves from one, there's damn sure another one. Maybe that's the new love coming up there. The cards do say it's something better. There's someone better. New love. This is the cards did say that acknowledging the Three of Swords is what's unlocking. I said something about unlocking doors and removing blockages, didn't I? Be careful, y'all. Something about some unlocking some doors or something here. What is going? I'm getting the fuck. I can't believe they just did this. I cannot believe these cards just did this. I really can't. Two different decks. I can, but. There could definitely be new love on the horizon. I'm just gonna say it. There could definitely be, but it feels. What I like is it feels good because there's definitely an energy of some ish changing and transforming for sure. There could be a lot of sexual chemistry, but I also feel like there could be a lot of eagerness. Like something could go from dealing with energies where there was just a lot of betrayal and a lot of illusions to like something to doing a complete 180. Like there's a lot of eagerness here. There's some new coming in. Y'all just have to put it where it goes. Let me see what's going on with this King of Wands, because I'm getting up out of here. What is this? The near future. Spirit, what can you tell me about this King of Wands? Now y'all do know that he is holding the wand here. This is an energy of being driven, motivated, determined, leading. It is that's that activation. Two of Wands. Thanks for not telling me more than what I need to know, Spirit. I know the King of Wands got the ace already. I know he has the ace already because he's holding it. I know the words of the song. I wrote it. Why? Y'all see? Maybe it ain't for me to know exactly, because look what's under the deck though. The Ace of Cups. Didn't I tell y'all some new love coming? Look, this the same new love, right? New love and partnership. It's the same one. There's someone better, right? This is the same cup. What is this? Ooh, got some Leo energy under his strength. Got some strong Leo. Here go the High Priestess. Some of you, okay. Let me tell you something. If this is for you, if someone comes towards you and you have the strong suspicion, like if this happens, because I do feel like that there's a definite energy of passion. There's a passion to definitely collaborate, to work together. Could definitely be a little sexual stuff here, like I said too. There's like it could be some sort of huge transformation. Some of you may intuitively pick up that somebody has been kind of holding on or holding back from this, because there's intuitively something that you pick up here about it. I have the High Priestess and the Seven of Cups. Again, that's that delusion. See, it's the same thing. Didn't I say this was the High Priestess? And then we had self-delusion under here going on underneath the surface. And here's the High Priestess with the self-delusion here. See, there's something here. Some of you may have the strong intuition that someone had to work through some self-delusions. There's that wounded warrior. Yeah, something about a big old wake-up call. Some of you, listen, if this is not you experiencing this, you could definitely be picking up on this in somebody else, right? You could be picking up on it. Somebody's had a huge wake-up call. They've definitely worked through some self-delusion. Someone could really be seeing something clearly about toxicity, being trapped, bound, stuck. For real, it could be some sort of eye-opening, awakening about, like, and I don't want to say false twin flame. I hate to even use that fucking term. But in my defense, I hated it before the documentary, but after I saw that fucking documentary on Netflix, I said I knew it. I kept been telling everybody, like, I don't like to use that term no more because I feel like that term is being abused. Just from what I heard on YouTube, so, like what I would hear some readers say, and not all of them because I do believe in them, but certain times I would hear certain readers, some stuff I was hearing readers say, I'm like, they exploiting people. They exploiting vulnerable people who really are hurting and really just need, like, you know, there's a way that you can give people the truth and you can help them and you can help them heal and move forward and feel better, right? You don't have to keep selling somebody a bill of goods. Like, everybody ain't your fucking twin flame. And depending on what's going on in that relationship, you have to know when to recognize that is not your fucking twin flame. I'll tell y'all, till the cows come home, I do believe in it. I do believe that I've met my twin flame. My twin flame had a profound fucking effect on my life. Profound. Changed my life trajectory in many ways. But it also forced me to come to grips with a lot of things about myself. Do some work on myself. And it forced me to be strong enough to let that shit go. It pushed my boundaries. I had to be secure in who I was because I needed to know. I needed to be secure who I was because I needed to be strong enough to say enough and pick myself when it was time to pick myself. Not ever be that fucking weak for that connection where I'm steady allowing myself to be hurt and misused and mistreated. Now I say that gently because I'm going to be honest with you. My twin flame has never even called me out of my name. And y'all may know I curse like a 1950s, 60s, 70s sailor. He's never even called me out my name. Ever. I've called him everything but a child of God, as my grandmother would say. He's never done that to me. You know? But that doesn't mean that the relationship was good for me. That doesn't mean that person, you know, that person didn't put me first. You know, you understand what I'm saying? He might have loved me, but he didn't put me first. He put himself first. And that relationship definitely taught me, it forced me to strengthen my boundaries and become real secure in who I am and what I will and what I won't accept. You know? Because to love somebody that fucking much as I love that person, for me to have to say no more. That person didn't cut me off. That person would come and that person would fuck with me at any moment that I wanted to do that. That person didn't cut me off. I did that. And that shit hurt. But again, that's why I don't like to talk about the twin flame thing, because I feel like it gets abused. People can definitely be taken advantage of that just really need honesty with love and compassion and understanding and patience and forgiveness for them. Like they need to forgive themselves and shouldn't be able to move on. And then a motherfucking Netflix documentary came out, and I said, bitch, you was right. It is being abused. So anyway, but I just say, when I say the false twin flame energy, it just feels more in a sense of having the illusion and the fantasy that certain connections that someone felt was telepathic, spiritual, magnetic, divine, or like a strong soulmate connection, like having that illusion that energy was a part or going to be a part of one's 10 of pentacles, right? Or that energy would be under that tent and not. You understand what I'm saying? So like in that, and we've all had those kind of awakenings. Like, I'm going to use myself as an example. I told you I got 3 kids by the devil. I say that because my kid's father is a Capricorn. I have 3 children with the devil, right? So obviously at one point, I thought that person was going to be a part of my 10 of Pentacles. Now, because I do have 3 children with them, technically they are a part of my 10 of Pentacles. But is that person a part of my long-term goals and where I see myself? I don't even see myself having anything to do with this person the moment the last child is 18 years old, to be honest. The moment that last one is 18, we don't ever have to speak to each other again. It ain't much left to talk about. Did I think that 20-something, 17, 16 years ago? Probably not, right? I'm just speaking for myself. Like, I had to work my way out of that delusion that person was going to be a part of it. It feels like that kind of energy, no matter how it's going, whether it's a romantic partnership or not, it's definitely like feeling like the wake-up call. But like, whatever energy that someone felt like was their 3 of Pentacles, or energy, or they had a foundation, or they were building or working to the same goals. Like I said, it's a 3 of Swords. It feels like an energy of betrayal. So the present energy is all about someone definitely realizing that they need to solidify and ground, support themselves. The King of Pentacles can support himself. Also manage his own finances, his own stability, carrying a big pentacle. Now in the near future, I do have a King of Wands taking some sort of action here. It's coming in as an Ace of Cups. Some of you, it's a Leo, a Aries, Leo, Sag, a Capricorn. I have Leo. I have Pisces. For some of you, there is a masculine energy here that has definitely worked out some self-delusion with the 9 of Wands that he's been had going on, dealing with the Queen of Wands. A very stubborn Queen of Wands, 4 of Pentacles. There could definitely be somebody that is definitely working their ass off. Yeah, see, somebody's still in their head about some shit too. Yep, the Moon, 8 of Swords. Yep, the Magician. Yeah, somebody said they're going to pull a rabbit out of their head, though. Let me get one more. I do know, like, in the near future, there's a King of Wands definitely picking some sort of direction, and I feel like they're picking this shit in the energy with this 3 of Pentacles and a new love. Like, I can build, form, and have stability in a new way, shape, form, or fashion. It literally says there's someone better, a new love interest, or letting go of the exes. It could just literally be like letting some people go, however it's going, right? Hey, Pathina, how you doing, baby? I am doing much better. Yeah, Kelly. I couldn't exploit people. Don't keep sending me your money. Talking about, like, you know, and to the point, I wish, I'm gonna be honest with you, there were times where I couldn't find the words to be as bold as I would even feel bad because I couldn't say the things that I really wanted to say. I would try to say things as gently as I could, but I refuse to keep pushing that. I was like, you're twin flame, you're twin flame, you're twin flame. Even if this is your twin flame and you really, really believe this is your twin flame and you hurting this bad behind this, what is the bigger message that God or the universe is trying to send you, right? Got to be trying to tell you to love yourself better, put yourself first, because God didn't promise you this twin flame. God promised you. The promise God gave you, you are already living it. You manifesting it. You wake up with it every day. Nobody promised to you. You cannot stop living your life or believe that you cannot be happy again because one motherfucker. Like I said, I tell y'all all the time, you could have wife or husband written all over you. But if your fucking twin flame can't read, then what the fuck can we do about that? Right? And I get that it hurts. I've been hurt too. But I would never advise to stay and wallow and wait. No. Fuck no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, I don't. I listen. It's very ghetto. I would not. I would not. I would not recommend. Yes, Kelly. I had to learn. I am not like I tell y'all all the time. I don't speak from arrogance. I speak from experience because I did it, and I'd rather talk to you about it and help you through it than to sit back and watch you go through it with on your own and keep allowing you to torture yourself with that shit. No, sometimes we just need to hear it. The truth is the truth, and I definitely don't speak. I I could never speak to any of you as harshly as and honestly as I am with myself. My intuition forces me to do it. I can't turn that smart bitch off in my head. My son was asking me about how I read tarot last night. My baby son, a 17-year-old. He was asking me about it and how I do it. And we were talking about it today. He was like, I said, well, every card has a meaning. He's like, I said, but every card could mean something different. And depending on what cards is with it, they talk to me a certain kind of way. I said, so I hear it in my head. I hear my intuition in my head, and it tells me what they saying. It's like I know what they mean individually, but together they mean something. And my intuition gives me messages. I said, I don't know how that happens, but it does. And we were talking about it last night. It's funny. But like I said, my intuition is harsh though. My intuition don't pull no fucking punches on me. It don't cut any corners. But the thing about my intuition is it's harsh, but I'm hard headed, and a lot of y'all are just like me, right? We're hard headed. I hear them. Yeah, this how my intuition tells me some shit real bluntly, and I'm like, yeah. I hear you. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, right? But I'm still gonna go on and do this shit. I'll holler at you later. Oh, and do we have to holler later? Because then my intuition really tell me. I didn't I tell you? I told your ass. You fucking knew, right? I told you, right? You fucking hard-headed. Let's sit your ass down, right? Right. It's about finding yourself. And when you getting pedaled into it, and you so deep into it that all it's about is when is somebody gonna lead this other person or do this. Ooh, that's not healthy. That is not healthy. That is not fucking healthy. It's not. And if somebody is perpetually mistreating you, I don't give a damn if it is your twin. You're not learning your damn lesson either. You just as karmic as they are if you're gonna keep allowing that. Because who is the prize? You're the prize, right? You're the prize. You're all you're gonna get, baby. That's all you promised. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if we always held ourselves to that standard, that we were all we had in this world, and we had to treat ourselves like a fragile, crystal, delicate thing. Imagine if we all treated ourselves that way. Some of the best people that really are that way. Some of us are really some of the best people. And we've never treated ourselves that way. And some of the worst people on earth treat themselves that way, and they do it and take advantage of others. Some of the best people don't feel that way about themselves, and again, they beautiful crystal figurine gets cracked and gets broken and gets shattered. Then a rotten piece of shit. It's kept in pristine condition. That a bitch. Okay, let me give me one for this King of Wands and what he got going on, because he is making some sort of move here, and y'all saw that Ace of Cups under there. Some of y'all also heard somebody could definitely come in very quickly and come in very strong. I heard that too. Give me one for this King of Wands and Two of Wands. Four of Cups, Page of Cups. See, I feel like somebody is over something. They bored and discontent. I feel like whatever has been going on in somebody's life, with the Three of Cups is there. Like I said, it's almost like, yeah, there's still things to celebrate, but I'm not happy about something else. And then here's that Page of Cups. See, somebody's offering a Page of Cups to an Empress. You see it? There could definitely be something about a missed opportunity, or somebody could be completely coming to someone else in energy because they are completely over something. There's that three again. There could be something about the threes. I'm picking up threes and fours. But that Page of Cups is coming near to this Empress. Some of you, I definitely see a conversation where somebody's coming to you. There's that Page of Cups. And I see a conversation with the Queen of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. There's some sort of conversation. I'm feeling like she's saying, like, has something changed? Or what's changed? What's changed, right? What do you want differently? I'm seeing I'm seeing a feminine energy having some sort of real honest conversation with somebody here. Yep. And listen, I know I'm not crazy because here's the Queen of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. These are two people having an honest conversation. I could hear some questions like, "Oh, what is you waiting on?" Or "What is it that you really want?" Or "What is it?" There's somebody talking. I'm looking at this man's face. This man is definitely speaking the truth about something here. And under this, just for shits and giggles, there's a King of Pentacles here too. Told you, here you go. Looking at standing somebody, looking at standing his ground. Knight of Swords, taking some sort of action. Ooh-wee. Listen, I definitely feel like, I'm going to tell you something. I don't want to make this sound scary, but I just heard, and I don't know who this resonates for. This could be male or female, but I do feel like somebody feel like, in some way, shape, or form, or fashion, somebody killed the Queen of Cups. I mean, like the days where somebody, like, had emotions or feelings or gave a fuck. Somebody killed that energy in somebody. That shit is dead. The days of somebody letting somebody hurt them or feeling hurt by somebody, it's over. Ooh, give me one more about with this King of Wands and I'm getting out of here. Yep. Yeah, you right, Leslie. Exactly. And listen, it took me a while to get there too. It was hard. I wondered, like what was the whole fucking purpose of this, and why, if I love somebody so much, was I being pushed in such a fucking corner where I literally, like, it hurt to have to let that shit go. I genuinely loved that person. I did not want to let that person go. It hurt me to do that shit. I hurt myself. And I tried several times to not have to do that. I did. And I backslid a few times, We all human. It happens, But even when I every time I backslid, my soul was like, you can't. It just did. What started happening is when I backslid, it didn't hit the same. I hate to say it like that, but it didn't. Because I could never feel good about it. Like, I knew, like, I was forced to have to choose me. I love this person. And this is a silver-tongued devil. I told you, this person has never gotten angry with me to the point where they've been disrespectful. I don't even think this person has ever raised their voice at me. This person is extremely complimentary to me. This person knows how to stroke my ego. Loves to tell me how smart I am. And, strokes my ego. I'm talking about says all the right fucking things you want someone to say to you. But those are just fucking words. This person's actions are atrocious. Again, the devil is a lie because it was the devil. It was like somebody would literally, like, this is the type of person where if I needed help on a bill, I could ask. This person's going to help me pay that bill. And wants me to know that. Wants me to know that. All you got to do is ask. Right? This was my fucking twin. I didn't know what a twin flame was. That connection blew in for the second time in my life, and I never was so sure in my life that was the person I had never been so sure in my life that was the person I was supposed to be with. Never. And then it started going sideways, and that confused the fuck out of me because I feel like I'm smart, and when I know something, I know it. And it took me down the rabbit hole of looking for answers, and that's when I found out about the twin flame. I'm like, this motherfucker's my twin flame. But it got deeper, like I said, and it did come to a point where, like, I had to know, like, my whole life, I've realized recently, my whole life has been an exercise in getting comfortable with having to let go. And I don't want to say, I don't say it like that because you don't, shit's gonna hurt, but I ain't really had much of a choice. I didn't feel like I did. What I couldn't do was stay stuck and, lying in bed all night wondering about this person and watching YouTube videos all day, hoping to hear the message I want to hear, or asking the same questions, to the same readers about. I couldn't do that. I see that the rebellious spirit in me. I've always been rebellious. If I felt like you put me in the box, that's a big motivator for me to, I'll show your ass. My spirit is too rebellious, and I said I can't let that be me. I can't let this relationship be the end all and be all. I cannot let this relationship be the last fucking time I ever feel like I'm gonna be happy or somebody gonna love me. I can't go out like that. God did not give me to let this person be the end all and be all of my fucking happiness. I had to rebel. And that's when I had to start doing some healing. Doing that in the work, baby. So let's give me one on this King of Wands. I do feel like there's somebody coming in, but they're definitely coming in the energy being over something. Look, the Five of Swords. And the Lovers. The Queen of Wands and the Eight of Swords. I'm telling you, the Chariot and the Five of Cups. There's some sort of energy. There's a couple things I'm picking up here. Because some of y'all, it could definitely be some dude popping up. Like I said, popping up at that doorstep. And depending on what done went on between y'all, you could be kind of over it, right? You could this person could be coming back trying to want to miss opportunity. And I don't know. With the Five of Swords and the Lovers here, it could have been one hell of a thing between you and somebody. You could feel like somebody is manipulative or playing mind games. You could definitely be in your head about this. Because y'all could be kind of like mirroring each other with this King and Queen of Wands energy. Or this is somebody who is over some shit with a Queen of Wands. For sure. The Five of Swords, there's manipulation. There's mind games. Again, it's this false twin flame. The false twin flame energy, right? With the Five of Swords and the Lovers. Thinking that this motherfucker is the one that I'm divinely guided, right? To be with, right? The false twin flame. Someone could definitely be over that shit, right? Yeah, the Eight of Swords and the Five of Cups and been stuck with it. And definitely coming towards making some sort of move. It's in the interest of getting out of it. Somebody definitely could have been prolonged in some situation with prolonged sadness. And they just want to be happy. And all they worried about now is manifesting. That's why that King of Pentacles is there too, Could be somebody dealing with children too, been a long battle with children. I'm picking up on. I kind of want one, then I'm getting out of here. This was just a collective read, Shay. I think I'm going to do a Pisces read next, but I don't know about doing it live because it's so late. Ain't nobody going to be on. Knight of Pentacles, Six of Swords. See, this is somebody focusing on this long term again. And with the Six of Swords is making some sort of move, right? It's like, I feel like it's water under the bridge. Like, just moving on. It's almost like one of them things where, like, you can't do anything but move on from it. Like, right? Life don't give you a choice. Life goes on, right? Life don't give you a choice. So it's kind of like one of them things, whether somebody like it or not, the goal is to move on from something, right? Just got to move on. I do feel like there's some shit in the past that someone has definitely been over. And I feel like somebody is focusing on long-term security. There could definitely be somebody coming towards you that you are very familiar with that's been holding on to some sort of connection with you, and your intuition is telling you something about this person's emotions. It's coming up masculine and feminine because I got the High Priestess, the Moon, and then the Emperor is under here. Some of you feminine energy for sure. You intuitively know something about a masculine's energy, and you may know something about a situation that somebody's trying to move on from that was dealing with children. And it could be something about money being tight dealing with children. Hey, Miss Tina. I didn't even know what pie. What you saying? Pie? What you talking about? Pie? Yeah, Greta. I had to do it. I had to do it. At some point, because again, This is I am dealing with the kind of energy that will always keep the communication, the line, the communication open. You know, this is somebody who I could always talk to and shit like that. Like that line is always open. Anytime I'm open and I'm free, and if I just want to communicate and be friends, right, we could do that. However, I did reach a point where I felt like we've said every word in the English language at this point. And if I feel like we've spoken every word in the English language and nothing is changing, what else is there left to say? You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about like internal conversations that I'm having with myself about this entire situation. And this is just all about being honest with yourself. And it's important that we do that. Like I said, I started the hate twin flames when I got the list when I was listening to a lot of readings on YouTube. I'm like, especially when I became a reader, I'm like, they taking advantage of people. They it's people that's really hurt. And I know it's uncomfortable sometimes to tell people things that they don't want to hear, but I'd rather tell you something that you don't want to hear. That's the truth, and you don't book me anymore, than to tell you what you do want to hear and keep taking your money and repeating myself, because I have a real issue with having to lie. I don't feel like at this big grown age and this point in my life that I need to be in any situation where I feel like I need to be dishonest. If I need to lie, like, I'm just too grown for that. Like, I don't want to lie reading cards. Like, and if somebody don't agree with what I say, then that's fine. You know, it's not a guarantee that you're gonna like the read or even agree with me. That's not what we had a deal about. We had a deal that if you booked me, that I would do one. And as long as I do what I agreed to do, you know, I will say that my success rate is pretty high. I've never really had, in all these years, I've never had too many people that like flat out came back at me like unhappy about their reads. Not too many. I'm not going to say never happened, but I've never had too many people. Now, again, if they didn't like what I said, they may not book me again, and that's okay, you know. But never just came out. And I had people debate me like, no, that's not what's happening, and I just, you know, internally, because like I just say to myself, well, okay, you know, there ain't nothing else I can do, you know. Miss Tina, they did tell me it was low earlier, and I turned it up, and everybody told me it was better. Yeah, and I understand that too, because I was in that position too. When I first got into it, I wanted to hear what I wanted to hear. And sometimes I'd be pissed when a reader didn't say what I want to hear, but it didn't make me pissed enough to get nasty or mean or say some stupid shit. She didn't have to, if she said what I didn't like, I knew how to click off, you know? So can y'all hear me? Do I need to turn the mic up again? Is that what I'm hearing? Because I will if I need to. But I had turned it up a little while ago and everybody said that it was better. But let me see. Well, I'm done anyway, though, technically. Technically, I am done. But yeah. I am still wide awake and the baby is still up and around. So I think I'm going to do a Pisces read. Is there a lot of Pisces in here? Do y'all want to do a Pisces live? I will stop this one, but I will come back and go live for Pisces. You removed yourself from the twin flame label. You know what, Charlotte? I'm not even mad about it. I could still even say, yeah, okay. Like, but it doesn't, I don't give it, it doesn't have the profound weight or meaning in my life. I definitely accepted the path that it put me on. I got the messages. Like, again, if it hadn't been for that person confusing an otherwise very intelligent person, I would have never found tarot. I always knew I had a gift, but I didn't know how to utilize it. I didn't know how I could actually, because I could do some shit with people that I met for sure. But it wasn't nothing that I never really had, like, a for sure control over, a grasp over. I would, like, meet people in my dreams and have deja vu and stuff like that, but I didn't know what I could really do until I found tarot. And that person definitely fucked my head up so bad that they led me to it. And I got that from that. Like that's the gift that keep on giving. But I'd be a damn fool to let that be the last chapter of the book of my life and the end all and be all to me. If God gave me that gift and made me that damn special, what else did God done gave me that I don't know about yet? Like I need to explore that. You know? Okay. So, okay, let's do that. Y'all saying yes. Y'all are saying yes. I'm going to hold y'all to it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to run to the bathroom really quickly. I'm going to get myself back comfortable. I got my weed. I got my water and stuff. It will be no longer than literally, this should not take me any longer than 3 minutes because, you know, I still do have to set up the next stream and everything. No more than 5 minutes. I'm going to come back in and we're going to do Pisces live. Okay? And I'm going to hold y'all to that, all that yes in the comments. If I don't see your asses, let me screenshot. Let me screenshot who I'm going to have to get. I just screenshot it. Everybody who was in this damn... Yeah, okay, I'm still okay. I'm getting all of y'all. I'm screenshotting all of y'all. Because if your ass don't jump back in this stream... In the words of my good brother Martin, the day of the Geechee is over. Okay. All right, y'all. Let me go ahead and get myself together. I will be back in a few minutes. Okay, y'all jump on in. We're gonna do Pisces live. I love all of y'all that kicked it and chopped it up with me. I appreciate every last single one of y'all. Again, keep in mind and remember, I am offering the mini reads the same as I do on the live sessions. They are $25. If you're interested, email me at fortheloveofwatertarot@gmail.com. For those of you that's not jumping back in, you guys stay beautiful, stay blessed, stay high vibe, and stay safe. And take care of the ones that you love that love you back. All right? All right? And love on yourself real good and hard. I'll talk to some of y'all in a few minutes. Others of you guys, I hope you have a good night. I'll be back. And the day of the Geechee is over for those who don't jump in, who promised me that they would. Bye.